Hello, welcome, beautiful human being who show up to listen to the Soul-Led Roundtable. I am so excited today. We'll go in circle, we'll close the circle because it's going to be a recap for what concerns to the Soul-Led Roundtable and the point that we have reached so far. We have we are at session number 5. This is the fifth live stream, and today's conversation is, it doesn't want to be a training, it doesn't want to be a debate as usual, and it's not a presentation. It is a pause and a reflection for us, a moment to breathe, reflect, and remember why we are here, why we actually started this, and how to bring it into daily life, from talk to action, seeing past lessons, seeing present shifts that are happening, and seeing future creation, what we will bring onto the table of discussion in the world with the soul led agenda 2050. It sounds um, still new to say that, but this is the point. We need to bring something that is new to the table. And so, from talk to action, what we have been talking about, this is about the journey that we are walking together, right? So it's extremely valuable that you are walking this journey together with me and with the future guests. um, it would be extremely valuable that you share it with others as soon as you receive the prompt to do it, and that you share your opinion, that you share what the Soul-Led Agenda 2050 should be about, that you give your own proposal for such a big project, that as I say it and as I keep on repeating it, as I keep on speaking it into reality, I there's that part of me that is the small part of me that almost shivers. Like, do you really want to take something on that is this big? And I say, yes, because I know I am not alone to want this, to want a change. I know that you want it if you listen, if you hear to these words. Therefore, um, it's I paused as I wanted to say something. It is about to be a bit bold and go against the stream of our daily conversations, bringing these topics at the dinner table, in the classroom, going out on Saturday night and daring not to ignore the moral of things that we're doing, not just because we're drinking and numbing a bit, which I don't do, but I am not judging. I'm just saying that sometimes we lose sight of things, and then we complain about where we are at in our current society, and therefore silence is compliance. And most of the times we don't even see that we are even contributing to what we are complaining about. This is why I'm doing this. This is why I'm so passionate about this. This is why I want you to join the conversation with me. Now, a hyper quick recap what the past 4 episodes were all about. Let's honor where we've been. So, episode number 1, the question asked was, can world affairs be addressed from the soul? We dove deep into what media is doing nowadays, what the current situation of the world is, and how we got to it, how we got to this. The episode number 2, we went a bit deeper into this, and we questioned the systems like war and media that dominate our world, that dominate our narrative. And that were and are the inevitable development of how our society and system and social civilization structure has been built. The episode number 3 spotlighted real businesses that, together with their leaders, and not just businesses and leaders, how they are choosing to change, how they have chosen to change, how they have dreamt a different reality and they have gone for it and they have achieved it. So this was the evolution episode number 1, number 2, number 3. The episode number 4, it was kind of bold, and I invited you to co-create a soul-led agenda 2050, not as a theory but as the future we are ready to build, the future that you can give a proposal to me, that I am the space holder in this very moment. I am honored and humbled to be channeling and transmitting this vision, this concrete way of bringing talk into action, not just for me to rant and talk a lot about things. I can talk a lot, especially if I'm here alone. I want conversation. I want a round table. My vision, let me share with you, my vision years and years ago was 2016, and it was, let's say, um, my initiation to coaching officially, and my initiation to having a bold vision was to sit at a table, at a round table, in a headquarter of some place in the world, and all these people at the round table were wealthy, value driven, value creators for the world, spiritual and executive in their way of being, in the action that we're taking to solve real life and real world issues, pouring their money, pouring their energy, their focus, their resources to solving one problem at a time, all together. And so this is, I feel, what I haven't even realized I started doing with these round tables. And it wasn't about having the line of people that wanted to talk at the round table already before to start. It was about starting it. And so this is like a checkpoint. Today is a checkpoint. Recapping a little bit everything that happened in the previous sessions and moving towards August and then September, having a powerful relaunch and revamp of this Soul-Led Roundtable, a stronger one. While in August, and I'm being this, I'm leading by example, I feel, and I am sharing the agenda, the plan for this Soul-Led Roundtable, using August to truly build on what's been done in July and June, so that in September we are ready to take it on together. So let's build a bridge from past to present to future. We were born into systems built for survival. We were born into a system, into a civilization of extraction of resources and division of the people. We were told to climb ladders and pyramids, build things for others, chase productivity, and tune out from our inner knowing. We were trained to it, conditioned to it, um, stuff poured into our environment and the food, that, like, whatever. Okay, but something cracked open, something changed, something is shifting. Maybe it is in you, maybe it is shifting in us, but we, I know you agree with me, we started to notice what isn't working. The way we treat the planet, the way we treat one another, the way we ignore the soul of our own being, that ain't acceptable anymore. You know that. And now we are in the great in between, in the great transition. No more a silent compliance to all what was before. There's no more silent compliance. There's no more ignoring all what's been happening so far, but taking action together. I'm seeing so many shifting the narrative, and I'm so proud of you. I know you're doing it in your own little. I do not see what I cannot see, and I'm so glad that I'm receiving your feedback, and I hope that you receive mine, and together exchanging these feedbacks we can build something that is above what was before, all this lack of consciousness and this, even in fact, unconscious degrading of the planet and society. Now, every day, more individuals like you, like me, and more businesses, more youth, more elders are saying, let's do this differently. So we've seen businesses in the previous sessions, in the previous roundtables, we've seen businesses change direction. How they change direction? Millions of more businesses are changing direction. Thousands and thousands of businesses have changed direction. Maybe you're one of those. If you are, share with me. I want to showcase you. I want to talk about you. I want you to talk about yourself and talk about others you know that I don't know, that I can't see. We need to lead each other and with one another. So people choosing values over comfort. This is what we're seeing. Communities healing together. The question now is, what could shift if we all started right now? If we all did it right now. So, as this is not just like a talk, it's for you to reflect. It's for you to really bring it to the table, to to the daily life. It is something to live in in practice, and therefore the practical invitation. Um, Let me extend it to you. Okay, so if you're at dinner with your family tonight or with friends, maybe post the unconscious scroll or the news or the how do you say, when you talk about someone else that is not even present, most likely, and ask, hey guys, what could we do just as a family at dinner? Okay, you're at dinner with the others, with your friends, with your family, with your peers. You normally talk about weird, like things that are not in alignment with your soul. What could we do just as a family, as friends, as a group of people to contribute to the regeneration of this planet, of our neighborhood? What world would we love, be excited to live in? How can we start? Think of it now. Write the questions down. Text this question to someone, to your partner, to your daughter, to your father, to your football WhatsApp group, the one you play soccer every week with. Hey guys, like how could we turn our group, like we play soccer every Friday. How could we make that so that it contributes to the planet? Can you imagine? So if you're a, let me shift. Let me give another example. If you're a teacher, if you're a student, if you work in education, Could one class or one group or one lunch break become a space for asking specifically and to coming up with concrete responses to how could we design education for soul, not just exams? The education system needs to be revamped, needs to be redesigned, needs to be shifted. And it needs to be shifted from the inside out, from the education place as like in itself. The students needs to say, this doesn't work for me, teacher. And the teacher needs to respond and welcome the inquiry of the student and find the common solution. How could we design an education that is for soul, for truth, for expansion, no matter what, from above, from whatever what quote unquote they say education should be. We choose how to be educated and how to educate ourselves. If you're So if you work in a company, if you're a manager or even an employee, ask yourself that your colleagues, your employees, your 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 peers, the board, is the way we operate aligned with the world we say we want to create? Do you have a vision, board? Do you have a vision that contributes to the planet? Or you're just focused on the 10 years projection, and therefore with this 10 years projection you're hoping to make a million or a billion in the next years, not even considering that this planet might not be here. Human civilization might be too effed up for you to make good use of that million. So where's the point? What are we waiting to shift? What are we waiting for to shift? Bring it on. Be brave, be courageous, be the leader your soul is asking you to be. Your soul is asking you to be. And I know that your soul is doing that because you're hearing this. If you are hearing this right now, it means that your soul is asking you to be a leader and bring that up. If you were attracted, even by the title, by the description, by the synchronicity, by a mistake clicking on this live instead of you wanted to click on something else. What are we waiting for to shift? Bring it on. These conversations matter more than we realize, not because they're perfect, but because they are alive. They are right now. Okay. So let me close this. I'm really aiming at keeping them short until we land onto a roundtable that is an actual conversation among authorities, among scientists, among individuals that have a voice to speak. So, a hint of the future that I can give with the Soul-Led Roundtable is the Soul-Led Agenda 2050. We're beginning to collect visions, your visions, for the Soul-Led Agenda 2050. This is not a United Nations document. United Nations, as we said in the past episode and roundtable, created the Agenda 2030 for sustainable development. Okay, and well, it's a beautiful initiative. It's a powerful initiative. It's a global initiative, and it's created a lot of awareness around what's needed, structure around what action needs to be taken, policy around it also. Now it's time to upgrade it, and I will propose the Soul-Led Agenda 2050 to the United Nations if needed to upgrade Agenda 2030? If so, and it won't be myself alone, I know, when that happens. So by this year, I want it ready. So this is a living prayer that we will create together, made of your reflections, your daily actions, and your longings for a better world. So ask yourself, what would feel true to live by 2050? What would feel good to live by 2050? What would I love to live on planet Earth, on this civilization that is human civilization turned into a soul civilization by 2050, 25 years from now? My kid will be 30, exactly my age. What world do I want to leave to this human that I care so much for in 25 years from now? What can you do for your beloved ones? What can you do for all the ones you don't even know? What would it take to make that real starting today? I like to think um, in this framework. What would make it easier? What is that one action that would make all the next actions easier? I'm Eddie. I'm ready to receive your proposal, your vision, your ideas, your opinion, your contrasting opinion. I want to know why you don't agree with it. If you don't agree with it, and then therefore send it to us, whatever was your answer. A form is coming up, but your voice is already sacred. You can share it in a comment. You can share it in a text message. You can share it in a voice message. Just reach out to me here on YouTube or on LinkedIn or wherever you're seeing this. So this is not the end of the Soul-Led Roundtable, as I did the whole recap, right? It is not the end. It is a checkpoint, as I said earlier. It is to take a breath, to look at what happened, to look at what we spoke about. It is to remember. It is a reminder that you're not alone in this journey. It is something that, if it moved you, you really want to be participating in next times. Every Wednesday, 6 p.m. Central European Time, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 9 a.m. Pacific Daytime. Every Wednesday we go live. Yes or yes, topic or non-topic. We find a topic, and there's always a powerful topic to stream, to go all in about. And if you give yours, we'd go about that. If you join for the conversation, I'd be honored to hold space for you and host you, and spread your voice. This is not a one-man show. I already feel connected to you, and I thank you so much. I bless you deeply and infinitely for even just having listened to 1 second of this. And if you resonate with the message, like, share, save, rewatch, send your take about it. Together, we're not just imagining a different world. Together, we are already building it with love, presence, and fire. Ayrton here. Stay blessed, and I talk to you next Wednesday.